Welcome back to Tristan's Electronic Garage. Today, we have a bunch of cocktail machines, as you can see.
Bad. Like bad vertical.
I picked up 4 of these from a guy about an hour away from me in Indiana, and I promised him they would be restored back to factory
I wonder if
eventually.
I point it up.
So here we are. This video will be following the restoration of one of these centipedes. If you look, you see 2 centipedes, front and back. To the left, you will see a Asteroids Deluxe, and not pictured is a Space Invaders one I picked up as well. So this is going to be a very unedited video. This is going to be the entire restoration process, start to finish, with not a lot of editing, just a lot of clips strung together, with some explanations of how I do the electronic troubleshooting and how I do the electronic restoration, what parts I replace, and how I get the cabinet looking as best as I can. Now, this is my first cocktail that I've done myself. So, will there be some apprentice marks in some of the cosmetic stuff? Probably. There probably are. But I had a great time getting this to fully work again, and I wanted to bring you guys along for the journey. So, since you see that there's 2 centipedes in front of you, I did kind of hodgepodge it together on the teardown, not on the reassembly, but on the teardown you might see pieces where, like, I take the monitor out and it's out of one of the cabinets and not the other one that I'm mainly working on. But I wanted to just kind of show one full restoration from start to finish of a centipede. So it might be a hodgepodge of where stuff comes out, but it all goes back into one cabinet, just so you know.
All those
So enjoy. I won't really talk too much more. Well, I will talk some more, but it will be live when I recorded it. It's not going to be an after the fact recording like this intro is. So to just start, we wanted to just see if the cabinets were working in a basic sense. So I went through both the AR2 power supplies and made sure I had all my voltages. We had one that looked all good, except the picture looked bad. So I went ahead and took all of the socketed chips out, especially the ROMs, and deoxided them and put them back in. We did it with the Pokey, we did it with the CPU. And since I already had this in the basement, I went ahead and recapped the entire thing as well. Did it need caps? Probably not, but I figured I'm already this deep into it, we might as well future-proof it. And you guys can have all your own arguments on if that's worth it. But anyways, after doing that, and doing some monitor adjustments, wow, it works. Completely works. The button and the rollers are really sticky, but, you know, they need a rebuild kit. So the basic functionality of the machine, monitor, power supply, game board, all working. So the next big clip of this video, or tons of clips of this video, are going to be my teardown process for this cabinet. So it's going to be my version of, hey, idiot, remember how this thing went apart so that when you go to put it back together, you can get it back together. So taking the control panels off, taking the monitor out, taking all the boards out, taking the power supply out, all that stuff. So enjoy this. I'll stop talking, and then when I catch back up with you later in the video, that is going to be me speaking live. So thank you.
yards to a running back in 7 straight games. Is that changed today against Cleveland?
No, I don't think so. And even though Cleveland was running the ball well with the young rookie Quinshon.
Get more savings in service. Get more with Geico. When tonight's game makes you hungry, get game day deals from Uber Eats. This week's deal from Taco Bell. Get a free crunch wrap for free when you spend $20 or more. Order now on Uber.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tristan's Electronic Garage. And you've probably seen about, I don't know, 20 minutes of this video already. And here I am talking. Well, I'm at the bench, and I don't like recording voice out in the barn, so that's probably going to be recorded after the fact. You probably heard me say some words to start the video out, but it was recorded after the fact. But here I am live. And this is our Centipede power supply. We, of course, have 2 of these, because we're working on 2 Centipedes. We're also working on a Asteroids and a Space Invaders. So we have not touched Space Invaders. That'll probably be the last thing we do, but might as well do the Centipedes at the same time since we have 2 of them. So here is the power brick for one of them, and we're going to do 2 things on both of these. Other than cleaning, we're going to replace the fuse block. This is a known part to go bad. You can get arcing across the fuses, and all sorts of weirdness can happen if you don't replace these, or at least, check them and make sure that everything's good on them. So, and we're also going to replace Big Blue, our Big Blue filter cap. So, let's get on that, and let's get both of these guys cleaned up one at a time. Oh my god. I don't know why we have to use these shitty standard screws, but well. Alright, the board's a little sideways here, but that's okay. It's still going to work just the same. We're going to test these. I have seen in the past sometimes these short or like current go both ways, so good. Good. Those are some good working diodes, so we're going to leave those in. Tighten this back up. Okay, that's hand tight. That's really all. It just has to not move. So a note to my fellow restorers out there: you're really going to want to make sure that this stays below the ground plane. Now, most ground planes in these cabinets are wood. Some are metal. What one was metal that I recently did? Oh, the upright Centipede had a metal pad that this sat on. This will short to that if it's lower than the bottom, obviously. So make sure that that cap is seated at the right height. Now all we got to do is wiggle these guys off. What we'll do is we'll take these fuses out. We'll test them. There we go. And that installs that way. Do I have a good tool for this? So, oh my goodness. So all of these fuse holders are pretty loose. Like I can just pull them off. So we're just going to want to crunch the ends down a little farther to get them to go on tight like that. That was a lot better. There we go. It's a lot better there. There we go. Not pulling off anymore. So I brought with me our screws for this. And we got 2 machine screws. These machine screws are going to hold our guys in here. Rolling. Well, I'll put that one there so I know. So and there we go. That's one power supply down, one to go. I won't record the other one because it's going to be exactly what I just did again. Be aware that I have already went through and checked all of the fuses, and they are all the right fuse as per our schematic. So they're all good. I'm going to do the other one, and then I'm going to clean it off real good with some isopropyl alcohol, toothbrush, go through, try to get all this grime off that I couldn't get off with just the dry cleaning, and we'll go from there. So that's 1 of 2 done. All right, so I'm going to do a total of 6 of these, but I already started some of the screws. All of these are going to need the same service. That's going to be new bearings, new rollers, and the housing cleaned. Really isn't that hard of a job. It's 6 screws, and then the entire unit will release. Like that. See, look at those rollers. There's the ball, definitely needs cleaned. These whole units can come out. This one's a little hard because it has pressure on both sides. It's all rusted in there. Ah, there it went. I don't know where that one bearing went, but it's going in the trash anyways, so we're getting new bearings, so... Oh, there it is. It's in here. Yeah, look at all that grime that came out of there. So now, sensors are off. Wire harness can be put aside. All of this is going in the ultrasonic cleaner. And then it's going to be cleaned up with new bearings. We're going to take these wheels off. We reuse these. Oh, it actually says something on it. It's got part number. That's really cool. We'll take these bolts out and we'll reuse these. But, well, I'll show you what they look like. New bearings look like this, and the rails, and that will and then we'll put some oil on these bearings, and that'll be done. Okay, next step, have Big Blue installed, have new fuse holder installed, and we want to make sure all of our voltages coming out of this are good, because if they're not, we'll blow up our power supply board. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug it in. I got a lot of these cables from Arcade Shop. And we're going to check our voltages on our output here. Well, how do we know what our voltages are? Our voltages are going to be these guys on the schematic. This is a little bit of a different schematic. This is an 037669. Ours is an 034482. This shows a full bridge where ours is only half bridge. So, but all these voltages should not change. It should be the same. 10 volt DC on our top three orange lines, and then a couple different AC voltages on the bottom. So we're going to test this, and we're going to see if all of these are correct. All right, we took some pins out of the other voltage options. We're going to stick these down in there, and that should defeat our. I took some out of these. These were in a bundle on the one game, but we just need this one. This gives us the 110 volt DC, or the 110 volt AC. These are for different European and voltages AC. So that should give us our voltage in now. So that's going to be white and black coming in and going through our interlock. So that's going to make sure that our interlock is powered. So we can plug that in. And we should see 110 AC here now, and we do. And let's see if we see ground is 4 and 5. Yep, so there's 13. Is that in frame? Yeah. So we see our 13. So 6 and 7 should be our 36 volts AC. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 36. Yep, 36 volts DC. 8 and 9 should be 6 volts AC, and it is. And 10, 11, and 12 should be 60 volts AC. All the rest of them should be 60 volts AC. Wow. So we got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 60, 40, 40, and it's all about the windings, right? So I got to make sure I got, so 10 to 12 and 10 to 11. So this is a winding. Yeah, that's a full winding. This is half the winding. That's the full winding. And then on the bottom, it says 13 through 15, but we only have half a winding. That's 60. That one's supposed to be 60. It says this top one's supposed to be 62. 60 as well. But I'm not seeing that. 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I'm seeing 105 here. Which might just be fine. I mean, I got to see where that's going, but all our voltages look mostly okay, except that one. These two are much higher than they should be AC-wise. I'm going to figure out where that goes. If that goes to, like, a coin door or something, like, whatever. But we'll see. Anyways, everything else looks good. We're going to do the same thing for the other one. And then we are going to... It also might just be because it's not under load. But these two look okay. These two 60s. So, or... our schematic's just different. That could be true too. So let me look up the schematic, make sure it's the same, and we're going to go from there. So, cool. Oh. Where did my alligator clips go? Anybody knows? Anybody cares? No. I just had those ones. Yeah, there they are. When you go in the store. I know, I'm just asking. Because I'm going to need more alcohol when you go. There might be, but I use it pretty fast. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying I need it right this second. I'm saying next time you go, you should buy it. As high as you can get it. Thanks.
Another quick interjection here. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. I ended up taking the entire chassis as well as the CRT. You just saw me brush it off with a brush, but I ended up soaking it in my kitchen sink with some simple green and just brushing the crap out of it. It looks so much cleaner once you see me start doing the cap kit on it and everything else. You will see a clip here in a few seconds of it sitting in front of a fan, and that was me drying it off after it was bathed. I just kind of wanted to explain what happened there because I only showed it drying off. I didn't really show the actual washing process. So also, the next clip after that you're going to see is me recapping the monitor board. This was actually clipped out of my stream, so come hang out with us sometime when I do this work. I usually do it live, and enjoy. So after that, we're going to get more into the reassembly. Thank you.
It's good if it can't move. What else did I take out that I need to put back in? I think, how many more I got? 4? Man, I got a lot to put back in. Ah, come on, chair. Work with me here, chair. That one. Those are in, and on that side. I don't think there's any on the board side. Where did those 4 come from? Oh! They were on the board. Yes, they were. Yep, I see. They were on the board. We just gotta put them back in their home, which is here. Pretty sure, right? Yep. Gotta just turn up the crank on that. There it is. Same thing on the other side. And then this top corner. And then the other corner. Ah, which we had to take this off first to get to. Move that again. Put that on. Then put that back on. Right there. There it is. All right, so we have ourselves a guide here. We got ourselves a cap kit. Ba-ba. So we're gonna switch over here to solder bench. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's do this one first. Oh my God, I regret putting this damn mat down. I really need to get more light over here. Let's raise the camera up. That's better. I can get more lighting over here. I just have to do something about it, don't I? You just have to do something about it. Which is like turn other lights on. Like this light. That's a little better. Okay, and we have our cap kit. So, oh yeah, I was using that. Don't need that anymore. Okay. So as we go, I'm going to want to check these off the list so I know what I did. So we're going to turn on our Heiko desolder gun. This is the first time you've seen this on stream because I just got it for Christmas. Thank you, brother. My parents. This thing fucking rolls. Already used it the other night. Okay, so we'll just start at the top at C504 and work our way down. So C504 is this guy right here, if I'm not mistaken. And he should be 1 at 50, which looks right for his size. Is he a 1 at 50? Yes. Oh no. I'm looking at this backwards. Okay. So C504 is this guy right here. Ta-da! Alright, so we'll take him out. Should be real easy. Man, the bottom of this is pretty corroded. So C504 right here. And then he should pop out, and he does. See how fucking easy that is? I love this thing. This makes my life so much easier. C504, so that's going to be a real small guy in here. A 1 at 50. don't want to pour these out of the bag and lose them. So let's do them somewhere I can't do that. We'll pour them out, but not somewhere I can lose any. One at 50 right here. So, and the solder mask will tell me which side is positive. And then we're just going to bend those feet. And we're going to move on to the next one. Okay. So that's our first one. And the next is another one, but this one says non-polar. Is this one we just put in non-polar? Let me make sure I didn't put the non-polar one in here. Yeah, I think he is, because he doesn't have a negative side. This one is our polarized. This is our polarized 5. Or 1 microfarad. So he goes in here. Like that. And that's positive side towards me, that's right. Fantastic. And next is the 50 nonpolar, which is C520. Which isn't marked on this schematic at all, is it? Did they mean C521? No, I don't think so. Let's find it. Let's find it on the solder mask. C520, where are you hiding, bro? C4, C517. Is it on the neck board? Yeah, I definitely got to clean this, man. This thing's got some corrosion going on. Let's get this cleaned up a bit and see if it looks any better. Ba-ba-ba! With some paper towels and some alcohol. And a brush. Okay. Yeah, when I did this cleaning, I really didn't take the back off and wash this stuff, and now I'm regretting it because some of it is pretty rough. Like this looks like it's got rot in it. This guy right here, he's definitely degrading. Bit rot. Copper looks like it's getting 8. Alright, that looks a million times better though. Can we find our friend C, what is it? C520? Is he on the neck board? I don't think there's many caps on the neck board. Yeah, there's one. And he's C107, so. Well, let's do him real quick, since that's easy. C107. He also looks like he's been replaced before, not gonna lie. Or he's blown up, one of the two. He looks rough either way. There he went. And that is a C107, which is a 10 microfarad at 250 volts. Gotta find him. There he is. 10 microfarad at 250 volts. Hi Russ, how are you? Hope all is well, friend. Looks like someone's been in here messing before. There's that. Okay. Let's see what the next... Let's just go through the ones we see, like C405. Is that on the list? No. Okay, that's probably a ceramic then. C411. I think we're looking for these symbols. Yeah, that is 100 microfarad at 160 volts. That is one we're going to change. See how frickin' easy this gun makes it? My lord, it's good. And that is 100 at 160, which is probably one of these big ones right here. Yep, right here. 100 at 160. Put that guy right there. What do we do with our orange friend? Oh, we put him over by the new ones. That's not smart. Put him in like that. Yep, it's got positive marked on the bottom. Okay, good. So that is where it needs to be. Let's see what else we can see. What's this guy right here? This is C905. C905. Or am I reading it wrong? Nope, that's what it says, C905. That is another 10 at 250. Doing all the big ones first, I guess. $10 at 250. Yep. And that is positive towards me. There it is. Still pretty dirty down here, even after me wiping her down. Yes. I love this new desolder gun, dude. It makes my life so easy. Nice, Rusty. Yeah. This is a CRT chassis. This is a CRT for Centipede game. 402. I don't see 402 on this list. C402. Oh no, it's 407. That's why I don't see it. There it is, 4.7. This is a 4.7. And that is this guy right here, C407. See how fast that was? Out, part out. Whole clean and part out. Ah! Sorry about that. This mic fell off. It's because it's stuck. There we go. Give yourself a little bit more cord. Okay, so we need him. That's our non-polarized friend. So the guy we just took out is C407, which is marked in here as a 4.7 at 160 volts, which is this guy right here. And it's also marked negative down, so positive towards me. We will confirm that on the back side. Yes, positive towards me. There it is. All right. Let's get this guy right here. This is C403, and that is a 220 at 50 volt. C403. There it goes. And that is, 220 at 16. So we need to find our 220s, which I think we have a few of. Here's 220 at 50. Yep, that's what we replace it with. Yeah, usually, always remember that you can always go up in voltage on capacitors. That is just what they're rated for. That's the max voltage they can take. It is always fine to go up in voltage on your caps. All right, let's see what's next we can do on here. He's done. There's two guys right here, right next to each other. This is C508. Make sure that's one we need to do before I take him off. I don't see him on here. C508. Or am I reading the wrong? Oh, 506 is what we need to take off. 506. Right here. So there's 506. And 506 is a 33. He's the only 33 in this set. Here he is. At 25 volts. Okay. Put him through, make sure we got positive on the right side, and we do. Fantastic. Okay, what's next? Let's do his friend right next to him, which is going to be C701. Is that what that says? Yeah, 701. I see 107 on here. Maybe they got it backwards. Let's see what he is. 6.3 at 100. Yeah, so this is 100 at 50 in the kit. 100 at 50. Here he is, 100 at 50. There we go. All right, what else haven't we done yet? We haven't done you. There's two guys right here we haven't done. Let's do these two guys next to the flyback. So that is 518, which is a 220 at 50. Yeah, right here, 518. All right. There's 518. And yeah, 220 at 50. So let's get another one of those. 220 at 50 right here. And we will put him in. Positive away from the flyback. Is that correct? Yes, sir, it is. And then right next to him is 517. There it goes. And 517 is the same thing. No, it's got it as something else on the kit. So this is marked on chassis as 517. It is marked on here as 47 microfarad at 50 volts, but it's not. This is 16 at 220. So this is going to be our other 220 at 50. Yeah, it says 5118 is this, but that's not right. These kits are wrong quite frequently, so I am not concerned by that whatsoever. So 517 and 518 are both 47s. All right. We got some little guys in here we need to do. I think that's everything on this side of the board. Yep, so let's flip over to this side of the board. And we got this little guy in here. He's also got a piece of styrofoam stuck in there with him. This is C408. There it is. And this is 50 volts 47, which is what that other one was supposed to be. So they must have just flipped them. Where you at? Not you. Not you. Not you. Not you. 50, 47. Here you are. This looks like 4.7. But we already put in a 4.7. This is supposed to be C408, which is marked on here as 4.7 at 160, which is what it is. Well, it's 4.7 at 50, but still. So, where are you? Oh, here you are. There you are. Starting to get concerned there, and I wasn't going to find you. Make sure that that is positive up. It is. All right. We got one right next to you. This is C519. C519. Yeah, is this the one that's not on here? I don't see C519 on here. No, it's not pictured either. Where does it say what this monitor chassis is? Make sure it don't. It says A19216D1. I think it says what monitor chassis it is on the frame. So we'll have to look at that. Anyways, let's keep rolling. We got... Oh, this one seems to be unmarked on this side. Oh, C301, which is 10 at 50. There it is. And indeed, that is 10 at 50. So here it is, 10 at 50. C301. Positive that way. Fantastic. There's these guys down here, C302, which is a 220 at 50. I don't know if we have any more 220s at 50, unless it's this one right here. Nope. Oh, wait, what are these? No. I think we used both of them, because it says... Oh, no, it says we have 3. Yeah, we used all 3 of them already on 905. No, that's not one. On 405. No, 403. 403, yeah, that's on the list. And these two were 418 and 4517 and 4518. But 45 or 517, it says it's 47 at 50, and it's not. I mean, we can just give it that. It says 417 is supposed to be that. Which one is 417? This top one. That is not what was in there, but we will, maybe the guide knows better. Maybe the guide knows better. We'll swap it for now. I know earlier I said the guide usually knows worse, but we will verify our monitor chassis here in a second. Make sure it's what it thinks it is. Put these all over here. Okay. Did we replace this guy right next to it? No. This is 520. Which I think is our non-polar. Yes, it is. This is our non-polarized 1 microfarad friend. Which means we can put him in any way we want. It doesn't matter. He has no polarity. He doesn't have a positive and negative side. He is just here to vibe. All right, 523. This one's bent over real bad, so this one might be hard. There we go. Yeah, this is a 1 at 160. And we give it a 1 at 250 in its place. Okay, last but not least, we got our big guys here. This is C511, which is the 47. At 250. See how much bigger he is? Usually bigger is based on how much voltage is going through him, so that's a big guy. And C521, which is the 220. Just like that. And the only one we didn't do is this guy, C412. And the cap I have is 3.3 at 160, which should be C412. Okay, so I just can't read. That's good. All right, now we're going to solder all these guys in and cut their legs, and they will be a permanent fixture of this after that. Make sure our wire's not tangled over there. It's not. All right, we can turn the Heiko off. Don't need him anymore. We got our solder wick. Vibe. Are you vibing? We got London on the track. All right. Get this unstuck from the flyback circuit board. All right. Let's get this son of a bitch on you. Okay, there's just nothing in there. I saw a hole that was empty and was like, what happened? Alright, what's going on here? Okay. There's some kind of joints on here that are kind of sus. Like that one. Doesn't seem like anything's in that joint. Check that on the other side. Seems like we have some oxidation under the solder mask on this corner, which is never good. Here's one I missed. Alright, did we get them all? Looks like we did. This one's not done good. Let's get it good. There we go. Alright. I think we got them all. And we have no leftover capacitors, which tells me we did. We did get them all. That's what that tells me. Okay. Oh, I see one we didn't get. We didn't get solder on. Okay. Now we need side cutters, which are somewhere. They're over here. Let's grab the side cutters. Let's see what it's got in my other chassis here. My other chassis in that spot, I can't read what the fuck that says. It is a 50 at 100. Is that what we put in there, 50 at 100? I don't think it was it? Yeah, it was. No, it was a 47 at 50. That's what we put in there in C517. C517. Yeah, it's 100 at 50. We're going to leave it for now. I'm going to go get the chassis and figure out why that discrepancy is going on there, because that's strange. But, yeah. Be sent. That needs to go here. Okay. Oh yeah, I also wanted to desolder this fuse over here and figure out why he looks like he's full of liquid. Because that's not good. At least I don't think it's good. Unless there's some early fuses I don't know about that's supposed to look like they have air bubbles in them. But I imagine this isn't a normal thing. No, he looks okay. Maybe it was the other one that looked like that. He just looks like he has a tiny bit of water in the bottom of it. It does look that way. Looks like he got water in him. We'll definitely let this dry out. That's what I get for washing my electronics. Some things get the water stuck in them. That's why we wait a long time before we try to turn any of this on. So I'm recapping this, and it's definitely not getting tested today. It's not getting tested for quite a while. Alright, so let's solder him back into place, Mr. Fuse. Alright, and we also have to solder the one cap on the flyback board, which is this guy. Okay. Alright. Now, let's trim all those feet and everything. One of these monitors did not seem to work when those solder joints are so close. That's better. One of these just had vertical collapse when I turned it on for the first time, and the other one worked. So I don't know which one this is. Probably should have marked them, huh? But I didn't. We were just here. We're going to recap them both. All right, there it is. And that is a recap. Complete. Oh my God, I pulled my soldering iron out because there's too many damn wires here. Too many damn wires. Yeet, yeet, yacht. Go through here. Okay, there it is. So there's the flyback and every single capacitor replaced on the board. Yep. We'll check polarity of everything real fast because that is very important. Those are all good. Negative needs to be towards me on this guy right here. It is. He should have a buddy close to him. And his positive is, yep, they're both positive away. Yep. Okay. These guys over here are both positive away. Yep. This guy's positive away. Uh-huh. These guys are both positive towards me. Yes. Oh. That is the unpolarized. No? It's not. That's hard to read. The positive symbol's like right in the middle. Oh no. Yeah, that's right. Positive towards me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That all seems happy. This negative. Ooh, we might have found our first oopsie. Is this one backwards? This guy's negative towards me, and it should be, yep. That's why we double check. I think this guy's backwards. Right? Yeah, I think he is. Or? I might want to look at a diagram because the solder mask and the top diagram do not match each other on this guy. Let's look at what the other one has. It has it the way I have it on the other one. So I think it's right. So the solder mask on the bottom is wrong, which you see quite frequently on this old tech. All right, you'll see stuff where the solder mask and on the bottom and the diagram on the top will not match. They will be conflicting sometimes, and you just gotta know. You just gotta know. Let's see if the guide says anything about that, because I haven't read the disclaimer on the bottom of this guide, but it does have a disclaimer. Let's see what it says. These capacitors polarize and can be used in one direction, which is not true because there's one. Be sure to install the negative lead of CO2 into the hole with the black dot shown on the top side of the monitor board. The plus sign on the bottom side of C302 is marked incorrectly. Is this C302? Yes, it is. There it is. So there's your evidence right here. Marked incorrectly on the solder side. I wonder why it wants C517 to be a 47 when it's not. We're going to make sure that I got the right kit and not one that's really close to it and it's just off by one. This is just telling you what to put in it. So maybe that is a something that they did because it was a better decision to put a 47 there instead of what they had before. I can see them doing something like that. They've done it in the past on these monitor kits. Okay, this one's done. Yippee! So this can go to the side, and I have a signal generator coming in the mail, so we can test this on the bench without having to put it back into the cabinet. So we'll see if this recap worked then. But for now, it's going to go to the side, and we'll do the other one, because I have two Centipede cocktail machines.
Another interjection here. Currently, you're looking at my test pattern generator that I picked up from, I think, Mike's Arcade. This is a great way to test your CRTs and actually give them a video signal. That way you can get all your deflections right on the bench. Also, this is plugged in using a isolation transformer so that if I have any shorts or accidentally get myself in the line of the electric circuit, I'm not getting full 110, whatever crazy amperage is on the breaker to that breaker through my body. The isolation transformer only limits it to a few amps and then would blow the fuse. That way, hopefully, if I ever make that much of a critical mistake, it doesn't kill me. So I show you the isolation transformer. I show you what the test pattern generator looks like that it's plugged into. And one other note I wanted to say, you don't see this part because I don't record it when I go there, but the legs were sent off to a sandblaster and powder coater. And then they came back and look fantastic. So I didn't do any work in-house for the legs. I just sent them out to get sandblasted and powder coated. But when it comes to the control panels, I sandblasted those in my own cabinet because they're small enough to go in my cabinet, and then just rattle canned them because I'm putting a sticker over that anyways, and I didn't feel the need to, get those powder coated when I'm just putting a sticker over it. Whatever, rattle can's fine. So, okay, thank you. No more context. Okay, another quick interjection. Part I didn't really record and I wish I did is one of the biggest projects I had to do was a woodworking one where the coin doors had been split, or the wood where the coin doors slid in had been split above the coin box. The whole side of that cabinet had been ripped off, the MDF had been ripped off, and the top of the coin box had also been really damaged where the lip is. So if you see in the photo you're looking at right now, that groove is where your coin mechanism slides down into the cabinet. So what I had to do is I had to wood glue all this down and clamp it and wood glue it back in, Dremel some pieces out that were in the way to make it not sit flush, and then I bondoed the part that was broken and sanded it flat and then painted it black. I painted it black with a rattle can of Rust-Oleum satin, and it looks perfect. You can't even tell the difference in the paint. The only way you could possibly tell is if you looked at it with a light and saw that the satin sheens where the rest of it doesn't. I wonder if I changed to a matte rattle can, if that would improve things. But anyways, the next clip you'll see after we get through my photos of the before and after is me dremeling out the Bondo. So I just wanted to give some context to what you're seeing here, because none was really given on why is there a white powder coming out of the machine, because it was bondoed. That's why. And I didn't show you the Bondo process because I was, that was the first time I had done something like that, and I wanted to make sure it looked good, and in doing that I completely forgot to record it, so I apologize for that. But it's pretty straightforward. Just mix the Bondo, put it on over and over and over and over again until you get it as flat and as seamless as you can be. Sand, Bondo, sand, Bondo, sand, Bondo until you get it the way you want, and then paint over the Bondo. And then to get the groove back, I had to cut that out with a Dremel so that the coin door could actually slide all the way in, because the Bondo filled up where the coin door would usually slide down. So, okay, explanation over.
Those are all the ones I painted. That's why they're not in there. Those are the super round boys.
Those seem really big. Is it like this washer and then lock nut? Just seems really big. I feel like these probably just have the lock nuts. Because I only got 2 of those. double-sided fucking tape.
Probably metric.
It should go in the bottom. Okay, now I'll make my bolts. Missing a nut. I think that top one is these guys. Oh, there's different lengths. Oh, there's one. Up here are these. They go through that. This oh, and they screw in. Right. They screw into that hole. Like that. Okay, and that keeps those up. Okay, well, let's see if we have a working game. Let's put the monitor back in.
How would I flip that? Up and down was right, left to right is backwards. So this one's right. And that one's guess we'll turn it just 45. See what that does. Okay, here it is. New locks on the side. These are both keyed to the same key set. Repainted that coin box, put a lock on it. It doesn't fit in there exactly right, but this isn't, I don't think this is the original coin box that went in there, but it is the original coin box for this one. So I don't know what happened there, if there was some sort of conversion or they used a different coin box on this exact model. I have no idea. So of course you've seen me do that part, and that looks pretty good. That's the original glass, so it's got some scratches and some use, but not bad. The feet, I still have them protected, but that is all sandblasted and powder coated down there. Here's how our other relay CPO turned out. Fire is a little close on there, but hey, it's the first cocktail I've ever done, so there's going to be some apprentice marks. Right here is where we had a really bad break in the wood, where someone had ripped that out. To fix that, we bondoed it and painted it. You can't even tell it was broken ever. The paint matches really good too. That's just a standard satin paint. Sometimes I think not a glossy, God's sake, that'll look awful. Sometimes I think a matte would look better, because if you look at it at the right angle, sometimes you can get a shine back on the parts we've painted, but it really is not that bad. This is all original. The cover, the instructions, the glass. We just put the new overlay on the glass on there. Off camera, I buttoned up, put all the screws in the monitor, new screws, all the screws for the transformer underneath, the cover for the switch underneath, the screws for the power cable, which we replaced the power cable as well. That's a brand new power cable because they're always missing the ground. I need to put the screws back up in here. That's something I missed. I will make sure I do that. I think those are just 2 more wood screws, and that holds all that down for the coin mech. We got new light bulbs in the coin slots. We actually have the box down there now. It's currently set for free play, so you don't even need them, but I want it to look complete, and without it, it doesn't look complete. So if we close it, it will come on. There's Centipede. ready to be enjoyed again. So we can come over on this side. I was using these wood pieces to hold it up to get the legs on. And there's that lit up. There's our buttons for 1 player and 2 player. They're blinking, of course, because it's pre-play, so it's always ready for a game. I can hit 2 player. Sounds good. You can hear the fan going. We have a fan on the inside as well. Controller works very well. Left, right, up, down, fire. Let him suicide into the Centipede. And I'll show you the same on this side. So player 2, screen flips as it should. Up, down, left, right. New bearings and all that. You watched me do all that. Can I one hand get it? Oh, I got him. Nice. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm really happy. This was, I'm not sure if I did this right. It's hard because these are all individual stickers. Laying them down perfect was absolutely impossible. And we got some material up under there. This one actually got some of the, ripped that off there. That's the worst apprentice mark on it, I think. But that came out good. Yeah. Yeah, this will have been a long video. Man, this thing needed everything, right? When we started, it looked like this. Yeah. So it needed everything cleaned and taken apart and new overlays on everything. And man, that was a big project. Was it worth it being a cocktail? Monetarily for my time? Most definitely not. That was a lot of time. But bringing back a cool 1980s electronic device that otherwise would have probably went in the trash or been parted out, now that's cool. That is cool. Yes. So there it is. I got to get some quarters and put it in. See if the coin slot works. Makes it all the way down to our cash box. But all right. Centipede rides again. And it's keeping the high score. Look at that 30K I got the other day. Standing in here testing it. Got to 30K. And it's been off for days, and I just turned it on, and it retained it. So very cool. All right, thanks for watching again. This was going to take me a long time. I've been working on this project for probably over 6 months now. It's been a long time coming. And I'm glad I can say it's finally done. So, yeah. Until next time, where we have another Centipede to do, and we have an Asteroids Deluxe to do. Probably do the Asteroids next, just because I kind of want to keep the Asteroids if I can get it working. So we'll see. We'll see. That they both need glass. The Centipede and the Asteroids were both missing the glass. So we'll have to get on that. But cool. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it.